Hello everyone, it's Rev Deanna here for your midweek reflection for the second Sunday of Advent coming up this weekend. The second week of Advent, I should say. And this week is about peace. Last week was hope, this week is peace. And I'm actually going to talk about choices today. It's the story of the angel appearing to Joseph in a dream and telling him that it was okay to take Mary as his wife. And so as I was reflecting on what I wanted to say today, I was in the bathroom, and in our house I have this picture. I'm not in my bathroom, I moved the picture, but I was thinking about what I wanted to say about Joseph, and I look up and there's this picture that says choose happy. And that's what I thought. Joseph was faced with a lot of choices, and I wanted to talk about them today, and the choices that we make around the Christmas season. There is a quote going around the internet saying something like, if your rituals leave you broke, stressed, and exhausted, maybe you need new rituals. And I think that is true, but it is very hard to move countercultural. There is an undercurrent. There's always, every year, there's an undercurrent. We have the main message of all the things that we need to buy and how we should decorate, and we should gather with this big family that's all happy to be together and peaceful and joyous. And then underneath that is a message that we don't need all the trimmings and the gifts. We just need basics like hope, peace, joy, love. And if that happens to include gathering together as a family, great. If not, be you and find your own happiness. And so that message is always there, but why is it so hard to grab onto and follow? Well, it's because that is counter to the message that we're getting. And it's sort of like fish spawning, swimming upstream is challenging. And so I hear in the story of the angel appearing to Joseph, I hear that the challenge of swimming upstream, of going against the normal behavior of society, the going against the cultural norms, being countercultural. You might hear those words. That's what they mean. They mean like swimming upstream, doing something different. And so every year I vow to myself to choose happiness, to choose to give adventures with my family instead of gifts, and to not stretch the budget to its limits this year. And every year I get stuck in the same trap of, I've either spent more than I intended or too much, or, what happened, right? And some of that is because gift giving is my love language. I love to listen to people and hear something that they need or they want, or maybe it's something that they just wouldn't buy for themselves that would make them really happy. And I really get a lot of joy out of matching those two things up for a person. And I would love nothing more than to have people do that for me, that to find that perfect thing that they've listened to me through the year and know what my heart desires or what would bring me joy. And so that gift giving is a natural piece for me. The other reason that it is so hard is, like I said, it is very countercultural. You go anywhere, even the grocery store, you go, doesn't matter, we used to, I remember when our eldest was little, we made the choice to go without regular TV because then we hoped they wouldn't be constantly bombarded with these ads for toys that they had to have. Well, it doesn't matter. It follows you. I've said to my husband just the other night, we used to watch things like Netflix or Prime or whatever so that you didn't get ads in them. Well, now when we watch, there is ads at the beginning, not through the show, but they're there. So some of it is because that's how companies make money. But also it's, we're constantly bombarded with this. And so choosing happy, choosing to go counter to all of our commercial, our growth economic culture is really hard, really hard. And maybe that is why Joseph's story and Mary's that we heard last week, maybe that's why we are so drawn to their stories, that we find them inspiring and hope-filled, because they both did that. They both chose to act counter to the normal behavior at the time. This week we're hearing, as I said, Joseph's story about the angel appearing to him and the choices that he made. Choices that very much put him at absolute odds with the dominant culture, with the normal practice of behavior in his time. Joseph chooses to follow his dreams, quite literally. Angel Gabriel appears to him in a dream and says, "Do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife." That what she is telling him about the child being from God is true. And there's such richness in this story that we can delve into, and I can only touch on them here, and maybe we'll go deeper into them on Sunday. Who knows how that will end up. But so first of all, following our dreams. Wow. And like I said, quite literally, Joseph did. In his dream, it said, "Take Mary as your wife," and he woke up and he did it. It's very literally followed his dreams. The other thing that we should know is that in Joseph's time, gleaning wisdom and insight from your dreams was quite normal. And I feel like that might be something that if we haven't lost, that we've gone away from, that we look at our dreams as more like superstitious, and maybe even, people that do look to them for wisdom as like strange or cultish or something, right? They're very countercultural to where we're at right now. And Joseph did that. And I find it interesting because on one hand, we believe that God works in mysterious ways. So why not through dreams and angels? The second thing, speaking of angels, the second thing that I wanted to touch on out of this story from Joseph today is what the angel said. The angel said, "Do not be afraid." Now, often when we know that's the right thing to do, we don't do it, it's because we are afraid. Maybe we're afraid to stand out. Maybe we're afraid to do that countercultural move, to be unusual. Maybe we're afraid of the risks of doing a new thing might have with it. And I'm sure that Joseph had all those things swirling in his head. Maybe that's why he dreamed that night. You know, when you're thinking of something and stressed, you usually dream it. And sometimes you can work it out in your dreams and sometimes you can't. And so into all these choices that Joseph was weighing came the angel that said, "Do not be afraid." Don't be afraid. So friends, I share with you this wisdom today. Don't be afraid to follow your dreams. Don't be afraid to do something new. And don't be afraid to choose happiness. In letting go of the fear, of the pressure of cultural norms, may you find peace. May you find hope. May you find joy and love. So friends, make good choices this Advent. And as I leave you, I want to leave you with a little bit of a prayer. O Holy One, we know that the uncertainty is scary. Thank you for giving us the stories of Mary and Joseph. Stories that are reminders of the wondrous things that are possible when we are not afraid. When we let go of that which is beyond our control, like Mary did. When we choose love, when we have the choice, like Joseph did. Oh God, together may we follow our dreams of a more peaceful and hope-filled world. May we choose those every single day. Amen. Well, that's my midweek reflection for this week. Take care. God bless. Bye.